in our society right now, black women are making a lot more money for the most part than black men. If you can find love, if that man works at whatever job and is a good man and is good to you and honors the house and honors his wife and does what he can, because his gift may not be your gift.
Exactly.
That is okay. That's not somebody who's beneath you.
Yeah.
That's somebody who came to love you at your worth.
Yes.
And as long as he's secure in himself to know that, yep, she makes most of the money, all I can pay is the light bill. As long as she's comfortable enough to say, I'm gonna cover the mortgage and all the other stuff, you pay the light bill, baby, you can take me to dinner every now and then. That is fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Looking at bitches. Once again, this dumbass topic just won't leave. Tyler Perry, legendary, has employed more black people than probably slavery. You know who the biggest contributors, the biggest supporters of Tyler Perry's work has been? Black women. But the minute that he says something about y'all being slightly delusional, that y'all standards are basically unrealistic, y'all have a problem. My wife is black. Been with her forever. She thinks the same thing. You know how many black women told my wife to leave me because I didn't have this or that? They told her to leave me because of what I didn't have that they thought I should have had. But they never told her to leave me because of my character. When a man changes for you, when a man caters to you, when a man puts you first, you're telling me you would leave that man because financially he doesn't seem like the type of man that you can be proud of, that you can brag about. And that's what it really comes down to. Most of y'all women get with men strictly that you can brag about. He look good, don't he, girl? Yeah, I know. Yeah, you see his body. Ooh. Yeah, and he packing. Yeah. He got 17 inches of penis. Yeah. That's the kind of man that y'all want to get with. A man you can brag about. Yeah, he's a doctor. Yeah, he owns his own business. Yeah. You don't care nothing about the man. You care about the resources that the man provides. That's why y'all get so damn mad about these topics. No one is telling you to settle with a bad man. First of all, everybody on earth settles. Everybody on earth that gets in a relationship settles. Everybody. I don't care if it's the richest guy or not the richest guy. If you don't like 100% of everything that the person you're with does, if they don't do everything you want them to when you want them to, if they're not exactly 100% the way you want them to look at all times, you're settling. How much you settle is where we have this debate. I don't understand why y'all think finances supersede all the intangibles in relationships. No one is telling you to go get a man. You making $200,000, $100,000, $80,000 a year, and we're telling you go get a man that's living on the street. We're telling you to go get a man that doesn't have a job, or we're telling you to go get a man that never had a job, or nobody's saying it. What we're saying is that you're not taking into account two things. One, finances are a part of your life. They're not the most important thing in your relationship. They're not. You got to think about this. You're not going to date someone because of a zodiac sign. So you're going to miss out on the opportunity to get to know somebody when you want a long-term relationship. You want a monogamous relationship. You want marriage. That's something you desire. Now, if you don't desire that, then all this doesn't apply to you at all. But if you desire a long-term relationship, a healthy relationship, then why is finances the most important thing on that list? I don't understand that. That just makes no sense. So if I make $30,000 a year compared to making $300,000 a year, that makes me a better man. And then y'all wonder why men who have a lot of money, who have a lot of options, are not the best men in the world to build with. They don't have to be good men if they have a lot of money. But when you don't have a lot of money, as a man, especially as a man, the better of a person you are, brings more value to the relationship, brings more value to y'all life. And then we wage shame people when most of the country is broke. That's the second part of this. Women are not paying attention. We're in a 40-year high on inflation. That means the prices have not been like this since the early 80s. Housing is out of control price-wise. Wages are not, they're stagnant. They are not moving. Groceries are going up. Seem like every minute. A carton of eggs costs $100. And you're telling me in this era, in this time, in this climate, with all this going on, you're worried about, can he fly you out? You worried about, can he pay for a lifestyle that you want? If you can afford your lifestyle, why are you worried about if he can afford it? You can afford it. Self-preservation. You're not looking for something you already have. You're looking for something you don't have. That's what usually, look at my hands. This is the man. This is the woman. See how easy that works? Synergy, chemistry. You cannot get that from finances. And you're not considering inflation. You're not considering the financial times we in. We really in a Great Depression. We're really in a Great Depression. At the very least, a recession. And you up here with all these high demands, no one's going to meet those demands. Or very few candidates are going to meet those demands. If you get into the bag and you run across a guy that's a good dude, right? Y'all have things that are aligned. Y'all have good times or whatever. It's starting off pretty well. If you get into the bag and he got a small bag, why not help him grow his bag? Maybe he wasn't educated financially, especially most of us in the inner city that come from black communities. We didn't get the finance. We're just now starting to get financial education, financial literacy. If you got a lick, you got a plug, and you know something I don't know, why not put me on instead of judging my financial situation? You can help me get to the next level, which helps us get to the next level. So you would rather pay 100% of all of your bills by yourself than to go 50-50 or 40-60, 30-70, whatever you want to say. And miss out on the opportunity to have a great home life for you, for your kids, and your man. All because you worried about how much you make. And you wonder why y'all are always bitter, mad, single. You try to rip happily married women away from their relationship, happily long-term relationship women. You try to rip them away from their mate, all because he don't make enough money. I don't see how you can be with him. He ain't got this, he ain't got that. Yeah, but he treats me good. He does things around the house. He makes sure the kids are good. He makes sure the grass are cut. Notice that women don't have a honey-do list. It's only men. Notice that women don't have a honey-do list. Men do. But you want to tell me, oh, well, you're trying to make us settle. We get caught up on the word settle. We all settle. Every single one of us. From the richest to the brokest. We all settle. It's just certain things that we shouldn't settle for. Y'all would rather cry in a Bentley than to cry in a Toyota. I'd rather be with a woman that doesn't want to cry at all. I'd rather be the type of guy that doesn't make a woman cry at all. I'd rather be the type of person that says, hey, I'm not going to change up on you whether I'm up or I'm down financially. Because I know it is some dudes that get mad, they get angry, they're not pleasant to be around when they don't have their shit right. When they don't have their money right, they all fucked up in their head, you know what I'm saying? But that's not every guy. You got to stop thinking that's every guy. Because most of us, like I said, in this country, by income level, we're considered broke. So somebody that's making $70,000 is going to look down on somebody that makes $25,000, $30,000, $40,000. But yet, the person that's making $70,000, the person that's making $400,000 a year, they're going to look down on the person making 70 as poor. There are levels to it. But the thing is, if you care about finances that much, well then let finances be your husband. Let finances be your boyfriend. You already got everything you need financially. Stay single or only date people that are financially in your range and see how that works out. Because that's a very tiny percentage anyway. I think less than 10%, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, I think less than 10% of the country makes $100,000 a year or more. And the fact that, like I said, we inflation, what do you think you're going to get? Y'all care more about how your relationship looks than how it is. That's why I said so many women have tried to, in my family and her family, have tried to get my wife to leave me. Not because of how I treat her, but because of what I don't have. I don't give a fuck. That's that. And all of those women that had so much to say about the beginning of our relationship, the middle, and now, all those women that went through multiple relationships, had multiple kids by multiple people. Me and my wife got same kids, same home, same everything, 14 years. I give unto her everything that I do have, and she reciprocates. That's when a relationship is at its height. When both of us are giving unto each other. Give and give, not give and take, give and give. It supersedes loyalty. It supersedes respect. It supersedes quality love, quality time. And then you wonder why you don't get to these happily forever places with your mate. It's because all you do is judge a man by two things: his appearance and his wallet. So if he doesn't look exactly the way that y'all want him to look from head to toe, and if he doesn't have exactly the amount of finances you believe he should have, then he's a waste of time. And you have a right and you have a preference, but at the same time, y'all have so much women intuition, and yet y'all keep ending up with the same type of dudes. Something is not working. That intuition lying to you or something. So you can hold out in your 30s, your 40s, 50s, whatever. You can hold out for that guy that is financially either on your level or way past your level. And see how that work out. Most people are living paycheck to paycheck, making 60 grand, 50 grand, 70 grand, 40 grand. Living paycheck to paycheck, and you got the nerve to have this long laundry list of shit, of finances that he got to be able to have. Saying, well, if I got it, then yeah. So that's like me saying, because I'm able to write, I write 200 to 400 songs a year as an artist. No, this is real shit. I write 200 to 400 songs a year. So it's easy for me because I've been doing it for a while. But if I say, man, if I write 200 songs a year, man, surely you can write 25, 40 a year. It's easy. Anybody can do it. You see that mentality? Everybody can't do it. So you were able to find a plug. You were able to find a way to get to them finances. You the first millionaire in your family. You the first 100,000 in your family. You the first one to go to college. If it was so easy, everybody could do it, though. Everybody can't do it. And that's the point that Tyler Perry is making. But how many times we watch movies or we know real life scenarios where people have money and they have all of these problems? You know why? Because we spend more time addressing the financial status, how we look physically, but we don't address the real problems, the childhood trauma, the infidelity. We don't address the communication. We don't address compromise. We don't address respect, love, loyalty. We don't address those things. But we gonna talk about how much money you got. And you better have more than me, because the truth of the matter is men are waking up and understanding that the real reason you care about how much money, especially as black men, the real reason you care about how much money we have has nothing to do with security. It has everything to do with you want to be able to brag on us and say, we bought you a house, we bought you a car, we took you on a trip. That has nothing to do with our relationship. Or you, and should I say not or, and you want to be able to make sure that if you marry us, because you can't marry us unless we ask you, you want to make sure that when we marry you, when you decide you don't want to be married anymore, you leave with something. And you know you can't get nothing out of a guy that doesn't have anything. And y'all don't realize that men are waking up and have understood that, and we are wiser now than we've ever been before. So while my granddaddy had no problem paying all the bills and being a man's man, well, he could afford to do that back then. We're living in a time where it's almost impossible for both of y'all to be making just $30K a piece, and y'all to be able to afford to live in a decent area. Y'all damn near gotta live in the hood if you make less than 50 grand. So now we're at a time where the finances are different. Y'all are not accounting for that at all. Y'all don't give a fuck about that shit. Y'all don't give a fuck about the finances overall in America. All y'all care about is you're trying to make us settle. You don't want us to have shit. Black men are the only men that don't want to provide, or the only men that want their women to work. And wasn't women's rights initially about having the right to do everything men do, especially work? You've seen videos or talk to elders women who say, I wish I would have been able to go to college. You've had that opportunity now since at least a lot since the 70s, 80s, the rise of feminism. You say, I wish I can work in the same place as men work and make some of the same finances or close to it. You've had that right. We in our, I don't know what, second, third wave of feminism. Now feminism is about having more than the man. Penis envy is what they call it. You want everything the man has and more. Well, with that comes responsibilities. Women are making more money than they ever have in America. And you're still saying, especially in our community, you're more college educated, you're making more money than ever, you have more businesses than ever, and you're still saying, I want a man, or I have to be with a man that makes what I make or more, or right at it. So now you're telling me all of that is more important or supersedes the relationship qualities. So don't be surprised when you get with guys who are making that type of money, but yet they lack in so many other areas that are imperative to grow your relationship. So no one is trying to make y'all settle. Y'all have the right to choose, and you should choose who you want to be with. But when y'all are talking about building something long-term, happily ever after, more than likely, the man, especially in our community, the man's finances are not going to be exactly where you would like them to be. My granddad did take care of his family. I remember he had 7 kids, and my grandma had 7 kids. They had 2 cars. Could you imagine having 7 kids right now and 2 cars? You know how much money you would have to make to efficiently take care of that? This is not the old days. Things have changed, so we have to adjust with them. So it's better for a man and a woman to work together to build up the finances in the house. Stop being so fucking delusional. Be logical, and I promise you, you will have a better relationship when you stop focusing on a man's wallet. Vet that man. Understand that man. Get to know what makes him tick. Y'all only care about what men provide and then wonder why why suicide rate is so high. You wonder why domestic violence is so high. You wonder why infidelity is so high. You wonder why a man doesn't have any depth when he provides. Because that's all y'all talk about. It's providing financially. You don't care about emotional intelligence. You don't care about communication. You don't care about his happiness. You don't care about his peace. You think he at peace because you gave him some pussy. Any man of value knows that pussy is everywhere. It's like air. It's nice. Well, air is a bad analogy because we need air to survive. We don't need pussy. Well, we need pussy to survive because without pussy, we can't have more children and have... Well, technically, yeah. Well, when I think about it like that, air and pussy are kind of the same. Without each one, there is no survival for mankind, right? But at the same time, where pussy is different is pussy doesn't give me peace. It could be good, fulfilling, but the average orgasm for a man is what, 22 seconds? And we know that for most of us, that's the height. So if you think 22 seconds is worth me giving you all of my check or financially going out the deep end for you, you crazy as fuck. You crazy as fuck. You want good men, but you don't talk about the good qualities of a man. All you talk about is finances. Finances, finances, finances. And the minute someone opens the spectrum up or broadens your horizon, you're trying to make us settle. You want us to be with broke dusties. Out of all the people in the world, especially in this country, you would think black people would not wage shame. After the slavery, the slave owners got paid. Everybody got paid but slaves. Everybody got financial reparations in some form or fashion, but actually people that were slaves. The descendants of slaves haven't got it, and so on and so forth, and here we are. And we are, like I said, we're in an inflationary time. Crazy. 40-year high at this point. And you're telling me, nah, I'm not going to date him if he don't make 6 figures. I'm not going to date him if he don't make at least 70K. Never realizing if you make 70K and he make 30, together in the house, that's 100. When I first got with my wife, I barely knew how to cook anything. Anything. She helped teach me how to cook more things, so therefore I can cook for her too. Growth. When I got with her, she was not very organized at all. There was a lot of things that she didn't know how to do. I helped teach her. I taught her what I know. Every time I learn something, I teach her. Every time she learns something, she teaches me. Then we teach the kids. Guess what? Now everybody, now this little village that we have is growing. Because we're sewing into each other. And that's what we're not doing in these cases. We're looking for someone that's already above us, mainly women. Y'all are looking for someone that's already above y'all so they can pull y'all up. So if he's making 120 grand a year and you're making 65, 70, you want to be able to keep your 65 and 70 while he spends his on the mortgage, because that's what makes a real man if you pay them bills. The mortgage, the electricity, the expenses, and then she'll say, oh, I'll pay the phone bills. Because that's the way it is. You're already out of position. If you're talking about natural order from the old school, you want men to go back to paying all the bills, which financially, once again, in this inflationary time, most of us can't afford to do that. But if you want men to go back, then I mean you have to go all the way back to what grandma and great grandma used to do. There ain't no more twerking. Ain't no more IG thirst traps. There ain't no more ladies trips and all this other shit. And that job you got where you making good money, you gotta leave that shit alone. You gotta throw it in the garbage. And I guarantee you gotta dress the way I want you to dress. You gotta look the way I want you to look. Now I guarantee most of y'all are saying right now, I'm not doing this shit. Exactly. That's how men feel. I'm not finna go back and do all this shit. Granddaddy was cool, but granddaddy, or at least dudes back in the day, they paid all the bills if they cheated. So what you saying is, if I pay all the bills, I can disrespect you. What you saying is, I don't have to have any care for you as long as I pay the bills. I don't have any loyalty. I don't have to have any emotional intelligence. Hell, I can be a domestic abuser. As long as I pay the bills. You see how dangerous that mindset is? You either want to be in a successful long-term relationship where you have to sew in and he has to sew in. Or you just want a situationship. And I think that's what most of y'all want. Y'all want a situationship. Until y'all realize this situationship is not serving my soul, it is literally sweets or candy or dessert. It's not soul food. What me and my wife have, 14 years, that's soul food. A lot of trials, a lot of tribulations. A lot of that stuff we didn't have to go through if we were educated properly. So what we do with our kids, we educate them earlier. I create a financial literacy class for our children. As I'm growing in financial literacy, she's growing, they're growing. I created a sexual education book for them, for teens, so that they'll get it. Now my kids took the test that I created, and now they are more educated about physical education than most adults are. I hear a lot of women talk about compromise. I don't see a lot of y'all compromising. Y'all are not the compromise queens. Y'all are horrible at compromising. So that's why when somebody like Tyler Perry says something like this, the immediate thing is you're saying, y'all want us to go pick a guy off the street that's homeless, let him live off our money, and then we still got to respect him, love him, give him sex, and all that. Hell no. Wow, that's what you got out of that? That's what happened when you all emotion and no logic. Most of y'all don't have the tools to even be in a long-term relationship. If my wife wasn't at work right now, she'll tell you the exact same thing. Most of y'all don't have the tools to be in a long-term relationship. Because when shit get rocky, y'all out. But you expect him to stay for everything. I done stayed through depression with my wife, second childhood trauma, infidelity, all this shit. Postpartum. But they always say men don't put up with nothing. Now I done gave her share of headaches too. I done fucked up. I done did my shit. But my thing is, we both realized that the way we were going was no good. And a lot of this shit was psychologically programmed into us from our families, from our friends, from our peers. Once we realized that, we rewired that shit and got it out. Now our kids are not affected by that. Y'all don't hear this type of shit often. Y'all don't hear this type of shit from people that been through long-term relationships, because y'all only listen to the internet of people that been together 5 minutes. I told my wife, you got a lot of material, but you gotta do more stuff talking about it from your perspective as a woman, a black woman who's very educated on relationships, who's very educated on parenting. You know what it takes to make it work. You know what it took to get you out of the funk that you in. You know what it took. And never one time did it take finances for us to get along. Finances were like, okay, you got some money, I got a little money. Any money I had, I always was like, here, you can get what you want. May not have been a lot, but it was like, I fuck with you, so whatever you want, if I got it, you got it. Same thing with her. If she got it, I got it. Ain't that the way it's supposed to be? Of course, you got to vet somebody to date somebody for a while before you get to that point. But what I'm saying is, y'all don't even want to do that. Goes all the way back to that bus driver comment topic that Ebony K. Williams had. Would you date a bus driver? Well, if he owned the buses. It's about ambition. No, it's about that bottom line. You can't brag on a bus driver. You know that bus driver make good money, benefits and all. But you can't brag on a bus driver. But you can brag on the nigga that own the bus company. Y'all don't care about the men. And the niggas have figured it out. The only thing you care about is what they provide and how they look aesthetically to other women. That's why the Russell Wilson, the ones that look like Russell Wilson, that act like Russell Wilson, that's why them niggas don't get chose first or second. They get chose last. Y'all didn't see that about that situation with Sierra. Y'all think we mad, niggas are mad because you moved on to a better guy than Future was. That's not what niggas was talking about. Niggas are saying, why was the Russell Wilson type not your type until after? Because y'all choose men in the most awkward way. You don't choose what's best for your soul. You choose what's best for your wallet. You choose what's best for your image. That's how most of y'all choose men. I watch these niggas and I be like, these niggas ain't shit. I watch niggas in the barbershop, niggas I hoop with, niggas I'm like, these niggas ain't shit, but they get the red carpet rolled out for them. They do. While good men, quality men, we get slim pickings, we get last, we get, oh, you don't have this, you don't have, I already know I had a chance. I'm telling you right now, I got the motherfucking paper proof. I had a chance to be rich. You know what I turned it down for? Integrity. Because if I would have been rich, somebody would have had to be deleted. If I would have got rich, the way that they were, it was through music. If I would have done it, somebody would have had to get deleted, or somebody's. I couldn't have that on my conscience. My integrity won't allow me to do that. So what happens is, y'all get with the type of men that say, I don't give a fuck about no integrity. And then you wonder why it don't work out. Of course it's not gonna work out. You're not building anything on a solid foundation. Anybody knows the house doesn't start at the top, it starts at the bottom. So if you worried about my finances more than you worried about my soul, you worried about my character, you worried about my personality, you worried about the intangibles, you worried about if I'm happy, you worried about if I'm respected. If you worried about finances more than that, of course we're not gonna work out. And men have figured this shit out. So that's why a lot of men are just like, I'm good. All right. You not doing men no harm. If you only want to fuck with no strings attached, baby, you playing right into most of our fantasies. I fucking keep moving. No pressure for me. I ain't got to commit. I ain't got to sew into you. Cool. Or if it's a financial transaction. Man, this pussy gonna cost you 1,000. Well, shit, I got a little money. Yeah, I go on and get it. That's another body on you. The more bodies I have as a man, the more likely women will see me as a guy that is intriguing. You know why? Because they like, damn, if he was able to fuck all them, that thing must be thinking. Or he must be that nigga. I want a nigga that everybody want. That's how females do. But men are the opposite. If everybody had her in the hood, I'm good, bro. Not on no wifey. I can't wife that. I bring her in a barbershop, nigga laughing at me when nah, bro, nah. I bring her to church, nah. If your money is your money, but my money is our money, that's some fucked up ass philosophy. That let me know I'm not valuable to you. Only my money is. Y'all know these episodes of Snapped and shit where motherfuckers be killing, women be killing their niggas for the life insurance and shit. That's what it seems like most of y'all on. It's all about alimony and child support, life insurance. You trying to make sure you great and you good, but you don't give a fuck about him. And you expect him to still respect you, love you, and do all those things. Like I said, women don't have a honey-do list. Men do. Having money is great. We'd all like to have it. But we're not all exactly able to get to a certain level of finances. Somebody got to be broke. Because if everybody making 100,000 a year, then whoever make 200 is considered rich. And everybody that make 100 is considered broke. It's levels to this shit. Y'all know that. So let's say your checklist is 10 things. Your checklist is 10 things. If a nigga crossed off 9 of those things on that list, the chemistry, the loyalty, the respect, hell, even the appearance, the sex, all the intangibles that you want in a man. Does yard work, cook a little bit, does laundry. You telling me you'll get rid of that man? All because if his finances are low? Settle with somebody that has your best interest. Settle with somebody that has your best, that loves you. Settle with somebody that wants to be loyal. Settle with somebody who wants to build a life with you. Settle with somebody who is there for you on those bad days. Settle for love. Settle for respect. Settle for integrity. It's a lot easier to find somebody when you in the trenches and they in the trenches, because now you know I'm with you because I'm with you for you. I'm not with you for what you got. A lot of y'all women are too educated and too smart financially to not pay attention to the market. Most people are broke. Lots of people are getting evicted. People are broke. And you still talking about a nigga with money. It sound like to me, your ass is the broke one and you looking for a nigga to save your ass financially.